Yo, what is up guys, it's me Zach Lee, and welcome to day 20 of the 2017-2018 NBA season. Yesterday was an insane day in the world of basketball. A lot of great performances from players, as well as a lot of great games, and some not so great games depending on who your favorite team is. For example, if you are a Cavs fan, then yesterday was the day where you completely hit rock bottom as the Cleveland Cavaliers lost to the Atlanta Hawks. Bezos and I, as well as some other cool people, were talking about this yesterday on the Hoop Talk podcast. I'll have the link to the channel podcast on down in the description, but every single game, some things were becoming more and more clear about what is wrong with this team. And I know some of you people are going to say, oh, SDC, just because they lost to the Hawks doesn't mean they're in trouble. It's too early in the season to panic. They will be fine. Look, I'm not talking about this right now just because they lost to the Hawks. The supposed to be best team in the East losing to the worst team in the East isn't the biggest deal. If it was just a one-time occurrence and the Cavs have been playing fine before this game, then it'll be cool. But here are the facts right now. The only reason that the Cleveland Cavaliers aren't on a 6-game losing streak is because LeBron scored 57 against Washington, and even then the Cavs still almost lost. Had John Wall not hurt his shoulder and played in the fourth quarter, then maybe the Cavs would have lost that game. It took LeBron going out and playing like it was game 7 of the NBA Finals in order for this Cavs team to barely come out with a win. You guys remember yesterday when I was talking about the excuses that us fans give some teams that made a bunch of changes over the summer, saying they just need time to gel and stuff like that. Well, this is one of those times where I think it's much more than just the whole they need time argument. There are two glaring things that this team needs right now. Actually, maybe more than that. First off, they need Isaiah Thomas. If one thing is becoming clear, it's LeBron needs that number 2 guy on the team to help carry the offense. Last year it was Kyrie. This year it's going to be IT, and once they get him, it will help out a lot, no doubt. But then the bigger issue is that the Cavs need a competent coach, a coach that actually knows what he is doing. Kyrie Irving alluded to this maybe like a week ago when he said he always wanted a good coach like Brad Stevens, the coach he has now, basically saying that Tyronn Lue was trash. And I was going to call out Jay Crowder as part of the problem too, because the dude has been playing like pure trash so far this season. But then I realized that, well, it is his fault for not being able to hit a shot, and that he's also just being exposed as being a role player. That's the reason he looks so good on the Celtics the past couple of years, because of Brad Stevens and the role he played on that team. But then I realized that it's just some coaches, good coaches, know how to utilize their players to get the best out of them. Tyronn Lue clearly doesn't know how to do that. Like, I legit can't think of a single thing that Tyronn Lue has done differently from last year now that the team is different. His rotations are trash. His lineups are trash. His defensive system, whatever it might be, could be one of the worst that the NBA has ever seen. The dude just isn't a good coach. You can look at him on the sidelines when he's making some of those blank, clueless faces and immediately tell that he has no business coaching in the NBA. So that's a bigger problem than just the Cavs needing Isaiah Thomas. But then the biggest problem is that something is seriously wrong with the Cavs in the locker room. Guys aren't happy. I don't know how many of you guys saw this clip yesterday, but it looked like Kevin Love was getting ready to check into the game. Then at the last second, Wade goes in instead, and Love just loses it. Dude goes to the bench, rips his jersey, and then just walks back to the locker room. And after the game, Tyronn Lue said that he was sick or something, was going to the locker room to get checked out, but we all know that was a lie. Lue had to say that. I mean, what else was he going to say? Oh, Kevin Love. He hates it here and thinks I'm a terrible coach, so he just walked out on us. Next question. Tyronn Lue said over the summer that Kevin Love was going to have a bigger role on the offensive end this year, similar to the one he had in Minnesota, but 10 games into the season so far, and Lue has still reduced Kevin Love to playing a Ryan Anderson role, and that is a huge waste of talent. You could literally swap K-Love with Ryan Anderson on this team and you wouldn't notice a difference. Love can do so much more than what he's doing right now, but Lue is just bad. He's so bad. I was supposed to say this whole Kevin Love thing for the news video coming later today, but I just had to get it off my chest. Now let's talk about a team that's been playing really good basketball so far this year. The Houston Rockets, 8-3 on the season, and look exactly like the team that we were seeing last year, which is good. They were a really good team, and we still are just waiting to see more of what Harden and Paul are going to look like on the court together whenever he returns. But they for sure didn't need him last night though, as Harden pretty much won this game by himself. James Harden hit his first 10 shots from the field yesterday, had 30 points at the half, and didn't cool off at all after that. I don't know why, but the Jazz just couldn't keep up with him last night. He was able to do anything and everything he wanted on the court, no matter who was checking him, and the Jazz are supposed to be one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. James Harden went off for a new career high 56 points to go along with 13 assists as the Rockets cruised to the easy 137-110 win over the Utah Jazz. Harden really wants that MVP this year. He's been the runner-up now twice, and I can't imagine how he would feel if he didn't win this year and was the runner-up again. Speaking of MVPs though, this guy is most likely going to win at least one in his career. Kristaps Porzingis. He said that he believes he can become the best player in the NBA yesterday, and he backed it up with an incredible performance, setting a career high 40 points, 6 blocks, as well as adding 8 rebounds, and the Knicks rally in the fourth quarter to get the 108-101 win over Indiana. Porzingis scored 15 straight points for the Knicks at one point in the second half. He's the best scorer in the league as of right now. Stay woke. And also, New York, start Frank Ntilikina. Just do it already. No reason to start Jared Jack over him. And New York has actually won 5 of its last 6 games. Fire Billy Donovan, OKC. Him or Tyronn Lue, I don't know which one is worse. This is the same stuff that we have always seen from OKC. Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, and Russell Westbrook on the same team. The best offense you could come up with is iso ball. Look, your defense is pretty good, Billy Donovan. I'll give you that, but you have no offensive system whatsoever. To be honest, I would have let him go after the Thunder blew the 3-1 lead to the Warriors after KD left in free agency. The Thunder fell to the Blazers last night 103-99. Carmelo Anthony got ejected from the game late in the third quarter for elbowing Jusuf Nurkic in the face. And that ejection actually kind of sparked the Blazers a bit as they went on a 10-0 run right after. But OKC fought back and were right up in the game till the final minute. Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum were making big play after a big play for Portland last night. It was something to see. Westbrook and Paul George also hit a couple of big triples down the stretch for OKC though, but this new free throw rule is really messing with Westbrook. He had a chance to get it to a 1-point game in the final seconds after the refs called a foul on Turner while Westbrook was attempting a 3, but he went on to miss all 3 of the free throws. That's crazy, and I know he was mad at himself after that. Damian Lillard with 36 points, 13 assists, Nurkic had 25, and McCollum had 22. Meanwhile, PG scored 27, and Russ had 25 for OKC. The Magic seem like they're starting to regress to their old selves again after these past couple of games. First, the bad loss to the Bulls, and now they get blown out by the Celtics. No shame in losing to Boston, but I was just hoping they would at least put up a bit of a better fight. 104-88 was the final score. Kyrie Irving didn't even need to have a good game last night. His worst game of the season by far, but Jaylen Brown is going to be really, really good. He's going to be amazing. He had 18 points and 7 rebounds last night as Boston has now won its 8th straight game. The Wolves are starting to gel extremely nicely. They're learning how to win games the easy way now after winning games the hard way to begin the season. They got their biggest and easiest win so far of the year with the 112-94 dismantling of the Charlotte Hornets, and it was a really balanced team win. No one on the roster had to carry the offense or anything like that, no forced shots, just really good team play as 6 guys scoring double digits. Wiggins led all scorers with 20, while Deng and Crawford were each huge off the bench with 15 apiece. Teague was most likely the MVP for Minnesota last night though, as he had 18 points and 12 assists. Butler, Teague, Wiggins, Towns, even Crawford off the bench some nights. Any of those guys could turn out to be the guy for the Wolves on any given night. Dangerous team. Would you look at this, the Lakers are 500 on the year so far, coming off a really impressive win over the Memphis Grizzlies. Got scary at the end though, because in the third quarter and for the most part of the second half, the Lakers were up by like 15-20, but watching this game, you could kind of sense that the Grizzlies were just going to make a comeback. They just needed the Lakers to make a couple of bad decisions, and as a young team, it was only a matter of time before that happened, and it did. The Lakers didn't panic though, as they held on to get the 107-102 win over Memphis. KCP and Lopez made some big plays down the stretch for LA, and that is what you want to see from your veteran players. Young teams need guys like them to be able to close out games, and Lopez was once again dialed in from deep, his 3rd straight game where he has been shooting the ball extremely well. 4 of 6 from 3 for 21 points for Lopez. Ingram scored 18 in the first half, but cooled off in the second to finish with 20, while Tyreek Evans scored 26 off the bench for Memphis. Kawhi, please come back. I need to see you out there on the court already. I know you come back better every single year, and I want to see how great you are this year. Don't get me wrong, the Spurs didn't really need you at all last night. They destroyed Phoenix in the third quarter to get the 112-95 win, but just for the sake of the fans, please come back soon. Big night for Greg Popovich too, as he got his 1,156th career win to put him right ahead of Phil Jackson for 6 all-time in wins for coaches. Congratulations to him. Melo got ejected for a flagrant 2, and Lowry got ejected real quick for arguing with the refs in the second quarter yesterday, which kind of evened the playing field a bit since Washington was also without John Wall last night. So it was just the battle of the two guards, Beal versus DeRozan. And I'm not even gonna hold you up, Beal won. Bradley Beal, these past 3 or so games, has been unreal. He had 40 and the Wizards lost to Phoenix. He had 36 and they lost to Cleveland, and had 38 last night, except this time it wasn't in a loss. The Washington Wizards get the 107-96 win over Toronto to snap their 2-game losing streak. Like I said, 38 for Beal, and Otto Porter also had 19. DeRozan scored 26 for Toronto. Miami almost blew a big lead. They almost did it, but held on down the stretch to pull off the 104-101 win over the reeling Clippers. Miami had a 25-point lead in the second half before they saw that lead dwindle away to nothing in the fourth quarter. LA even had a shot to win it at the end, except Blake Griffin missed it. He missed a triple with 3 seconds to go in the game, and Josh Richardson sealed the game at the free throw line. The Clippers played a good fourth quarter. They've been struggling these past few games, so maybe they can carry over the momentum from that quarter into their next game to help them get back on the winning path. Whiteside had 21 points and 17 rebounds, while Griffin scored 23 for LA. That wraps up all the games from last night, though. You guys can go vote for the player of the day by following the link down in the description box below. Just remember that only players whose team won are eligible to win player of the day. Yesterday, you guys selected Anthony Davis and his 30 points, 16 rebounds, and 3 blocks as the player of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more daily NBA highlights, as well as stay tuned for the daily NBA news video dropping later today, but I'll see you guys then. Peace!